2023 election, incorporate our interests or lose block votes. Herdsmen to Atiku, Tinubu, Obi. A Fulani socio-cultural group, Wářńíñğ Cattle Rearers Association of Nigeria, (CACRAN), has tasked presidential candidates to fully incorporate livestock development in their policies and programs or risk losing their block votes in the forthcoming general election. Every interest group is coming up with what their demand is. Imagine the cattle rearers now are saying livestock development should be part of their policy. Well, it's a good one because livestock is part of what we need as a nation for both for internal revenue and external. But what this livestock group of people have caused in the last 10 years in this country cause for concern. Tiala group is there. We have had a lot of Fulani herdsmen killing farmers in the farm. If this livestock development needs to come up as a policy, it must be properly be addressed by the incoming candidates or those that are contesting on the presidential election come 2023. Things like this have created rancor, has created disunity in this country. Today, farmers are afraid once they see Fulani with their cows going about. What are the policies? What are the things that must be in place for this thing to stop? Because at the end of the day, if this is not properly harnessed, the food production will be affected. The livestock production too will be affected. People are being killed just because of cow. Farms are being neglected just because of raiders coming in the form of herdsmen to kill people and to take over their farms. This thing must be properly addressed. For me, making this demand is a good one because once you demand for whatever will make the things to work well, then the politicians too will be cognizant that yes, there's a demand and it must be properly addressed. Otherwise, this thing may not stop. The national president, Honorable Khalid Mohammed Bello, gave the charge in a statement issued on Tuesday and made available in Damaturu. The association observed that this would dismay that despite others' numerous contributions to the national economic development and provision of nutritional food to Nigerians, they were also ignored when it comes to policy and program formulations. Most politicians, with the exception of very few states, are either mindful nor concerned with the vital role played by the livestock sector towards creating millions of job opportunities for our youth and people whose livelihood fully depends on pastoral occupation. CACRAN noticed that it is only through the creation of Federal Ministry of Animal Resources that others' problems and daily pressing needs related to water points or animal feed during their dry period will be adequately taken care of. The Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development is fully charged with numerous responsibilities that cannot allow it to fully incorporate livestock development in its yearly or daily programs, hence necessitating our appeal for the creation of the Special Ministry for Animal Resources. Most of the money given to the said ministry is always spent on the development of arable farming to the detriment of fishery and livestock sector, Kali said. The national president, who felicitated with Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Atiku Abubakar, Rabi Musa Kwankwaso, and Peter Obi, the presidential candidate of APC, PDP, and NPP, and Labour Party, respectively, for their emergence as candidates of their parties, also call on them to incorporate livestock development in their policies and programs during their campaign exercises. We want our politicians to know that we have millions of elders who have their PVCs at hand and are ready to cast them to candidates of their choice, more especially the ones who they notice care about their interests and general survival. CACRAN also want to draw the attention of our presidential and gubernatorial candidates that pastoralists block votes, especially in the northern part of this country or at a highly competitive presidential level, will help one to clinch power, he claimed. Bello warned politicians not to underestimate the power of the elders when it comes to voting, where current members always cast our vote en bloc because we normally don't want to divide our votes, but always put them based on the person or party we strongly believe will fully consider us in policy formulation and implementation he maintained. And that's one of the things we have been talking about. Politician, the presidential candidate today, even though campaign have not started, the thing that people will be highlighting on the media, whether on or off, is what are the policies, what are they coming up with, what do they have to offer in each of the sector. If this has been properly addressed, people will know that yes, this is the candidate for me, this is the person that will look at my interests and make sure that what I'm into, whether in business, whether in agriculture, whether in mining, whether in manufacturing, these are the issues. It is not about the certificate, it's not about where the person is from, it's not about, even for me, it is not about the religion that they practice. What do they have to offer? What are they coming to? What are they bringing to the table? Once that is what that is obtained, then people will be able to make the right choice. On education, this is what I have from primary level to this. It is going to be this, it's going to be that. If your children are not in school, this is what is going to happen. On health, we will have this, we will have that. Let them be itemized. Then the one that you are in love, the one that you as an individual, not even as a group today, as a citizen of this country, we have right to so many things fundamentally that is entrenched in the constitution. But if the politicians are not allowed to highlight them, if they are not allowed to say them up, but what we look at are minor things that will not, the things that will not add any value. What does age has to do with this? What does certificate has to do with this? In other claims, what that the religion it really has to do with this? Yes, we know we have issues of grace, but that one, why make it major when we have major things that we're supposed to be addressing? Why not let us focus on those major things? Like these elders are asking now, what do you have for us? In the Ministry of Agriculture today, all they focus on is all the farmers. They don't talk about elders, they don't talk about fish farmers, they don't talk about those who are into poultry, but purely, even on the agriculture, what are the kind of agriculture we are talking about? Are they talking about economic agriculture, like cocoa? Are they talking about fruits, the cashew nuts? Are they talking about what are the development plan for those fruits? Imagine cocoa today, we export them. Imagine ginger today, we just gather them, produce them, and send them abroad instead of extracting the juice that will even give us more economic value. Those are the issues that will be coming up with. This country is too blessed for all these noise that we're making about ethnicity, about certificate. Let us come up with policies. Let the politicians, the presidential candidate, come with the policy within their party or what they have to offer. Otherwise, we just continue to run up and down. And at the end of the day, we're just talking about mundane thing. If there is no commitment, you can't ask for accountability. It is only when somebody has committed and promised, this is what I will do, that you begin to ask them. You have promised this, you have not delivered. So if they are coming out again, they don't deliver in the first time, you are coming out again, you highlight it. Yes, Mr. Governor, Mr. President, you promised this in your first tenure. Today, after 4 years, we have not seen anything. We are not going to vote for you. The person, if he loses the election, it will be clear that based on his promises, he reneged on it, and people have decided to check another political party, another candidate to deliver dividend of democracy. Well, what is your take on this request for Herdsmen? Are they asking for what is too much, or are they asking for the right thing? Kindly make your opinion known as you subscribe to my page. Thank you for being there always, and if you are new, kindly subscribe. See you some other time. Thank you.